Comcast Cable presents Colonial Conference football tonight from West Effort High School. It's the 6-2 Eagles against the undefeated Red Raiders of Paulsboro High School. Hello everybody, I'm Bob Track along with my old buddy Mike Lindner from West Effort High School. Final game of the season for West Effort, not the final game for Paulsboro, but Mike, the magic number tonight, number 50.
Well, that's going to be quite a thing. If Paulsboro is able to pull this one off tonight, get to 50th, and then they'll have another game next week against Glassboro in the playoffs, get 51, maybe, and then have a chance to get to the state record early next season in a game, interestingly, that would match them up against Gateway, another Colonial Conference team.
Mike, this is a game that used to be a gimme for Paulsboro High School. Every year that Paulsboro played West Effort, everybody anticipated a blowout win. But West Effort in recent seasons under Clyde Folsom has learned to win.
Well, Folsom has done the job with enthusiasm, number one. The enthusiasm is exactly what brings the players out. He gets numbers. The minute he gets numbers, he gets competition. You get competition all week long, everybody develops, and Folsom knew that from when he was back at Bishop Eustace. He has turned the program around, but what we're really doing tonight, if he sneaks in and gets a victory.
Mike, I remember 4 or 5 years ago, you were telling me what a great coach Glenn Howard was becoming. 4 seasons prior to this one, he had Kevin Harvey, 4 NJSIAA Group 1 championships. This year, no Kevin Harvey. They're still undefeated. Might be his best coaching job.
Well, I'm not sure about best coaching job, worst coaching job average. I mean, he's just a great coach all the way around. But the fact that Harvey isn't here tells us what Paulsboro's all about. And we've always talked about it on our telecast when we see that flag. It says Paulsboro Pride. They grow up in Paulsboro to do 2 things: play football and then get ready to wrestle.
This is one of those games, Mike, you don't want to get behind Paulsboro. You never do. I think West Effort has to hit them early.
Well, they not only have to do that, they've got to get a couple of scores early, because with Spitali having a great year quarterback for Paulsboro, they can strike anytime, anywhere in the field. The other thing is, Paulsboro's not going to fold no matter what, so you're never going to be safe with a 1 touchdown, maybe not even a 2 touchdown lead.
Mike, thanks. Okay, good working with you again. Okay, we have a great one coming up. Colonial Conference football. Paulsboro trying to win its 10th in a row and 50th overall right after this. Bob Shryock and Mike Lindner at West Effort High School. That's the Honorable Mayor of Woodbury, Don Sanderson. Yes, that is Don Sanderson, and that's John Bersicelli, the Mayor of Paulsboro. Don Sanderson is paying off a debt, Mike Lindner.
Well, he was the Honorable Mayor before this evening, and
no longer honorable.
Ladies and gentlemen,
dishonorable.
Let's give the Mayor of Woodbury a big Paulsboro
They
West
made a bet
Effort
before
welcome.
the
Mayor Don
Paulsboro-Woodbury game that the team that lost, the mayor of that community, would have to come to the West Effort Paulsboro game and lead a cheer. And here's Don going up to his platform. Hope he doesn't try a backflip here, Mike.
I told him on the street the word was out. He looked better.
It's a pleasure to be here this evening to fulfill my obligation of a bet that we had from the Woodbury-Paulsboro game. If you'll all go with me at this time, we're going to lead you in a Ray Paulsboro. Okay, here we go. Give me a P. Give me a P, P. Give me an A. Give me an A, A. Give me a U. Give me a U, U. Give me an L. Give me an L, L. Give me an S. Give me an S, S. Give me a B. Give me a B, B. Give me an L. Give me an L. Give me an R. Give me an R. Give me an O, O. Paulsboro. Paulsboro. Paulsboro.
What did he say, Mike?
What he said was, thank goodness this was not November 4th. November 5th may well have turned out differently.
Don Sanderson, Mayor Woodbury, paying off a debt. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this. Colonial Conference football, a big rivalry game. West Defford and Paulsboro at West Defford High School. Final game of the season for the Eagles, but not the final game for Paulsboro, which plays Glassboro in the Group 1 final a week from this Saturday. Bob Shryack along with Mike Linder on loan tonight from Comcast Network, where he has done yeoman work all season long. Mike, how's it feel to be home?
There's nothing better in South Jersey football. I can speak with authority now, having been all over the state. Particularly teams like Paulsboro and West Defford when they're on their game. And interestingly, Bob, see that West Defford won the toss and going to choose to receive. Seen the old deferral starting to disappear from most teams everywhere now. They want the football again.
West Defford's going to get it. And I talked to Clyde Folsom at Touchdown Club Monday night, Mike. He genuinely believes his team has a chance to win this game, and I believe that's one of the things that he has done for this program at West Defford, and that is instill confidence.
If the coach doesn't believe, it does not translate to the players. He's got to believe, and Folsom then convinces them, and it can't be a phony job. He actually has to have it inside his heart, inside his mind, that he believes they can win. No other point in playing the game. You can mail it in otherwise, and we'll see soon whether he's gotten that translated to them and they can play maybe a notch above themselves the way they've been all season long. That can happen in your final game.
Great crowd on hand, not quite as good as 2 years ago when there were about 8,000 or 9,000 for the big game here, but a good one nonetheless. Reggie Lewis teeing it up for Paulsboro. Corey Harvey deep for the Raiders, or the Eagles. He takes it at the 20-yard line straight up the field, and pretty good return across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. The Eagles will have first possession with the 1st and 10.
Well, a lot of responsibility going to fall on Hunter Kinsing tonight, the senior getting the start all season long at quarterback. And we'll got to believe that West Defford's going to try and control the football, Bob, and run it mostly. But sooner or later, Hunter's going to have to put the ball in the air, and he's got to be on the mark when he does.
The feature back for this West Defford team, Nick Brandemarty, he's had a great season. He's the workhorse. He's liable to carry 25, 30 times any game. And the carry to Brandemarty over the right side gets a couple of yards across the 35 to about the 37.
You just sense we'll see a lot of that all night long as they're successful with it. And they need to get 3 to 5 yards on first down. They got it that time in order to pick up another 3 or 4 in the next one and give themselves a chance to keep first downs alive and drives going.
4-yard pickup, 2nd down and 6 ball at the 37. And of course, this Paulsboro defense has been tremendous all season long, as the Raider defenses traditionally have been. Vermont Lee also in the backfield along with Brandemarty. He gets the handoff and nothing doing. And the first hit made by Lee Campbell. What a tremendous career Lee Campbell has had for the Red Raiders. One of the best defenders in all of South Jersey, number 44. You'll be hearing that name a lot tonight.
Lee Campbell playing at the linebacking spot, calling the signals. He gets them to the sideline and brings them back inside. But Campbell's probably the one early in the year, Bob, talked about this Paulsboro team establishing their own identity, not any longer being known as the Kevin Harvey group.
Loss of a yard, 3rd down and 7. Ball at the 36-yard line. And they run the draw play. Absolutely nothing doing. Brandemarty is drilled backwards for a loss. And there's that Raider defense. Campbell again on the play. Jamie Tarpley had a piece of the tackle. And the Eagles, unable to move the ball in their first possession, will have to punt.
Well, a well-schooled team understands what they're doing in terms of fundamentals. You're not going to beat them on the 3rd and long. That's a situation where the linebackers and interior line look for draw first, screen second, and then worry about the pass downfield. They were ready for that draw all the way.
So West Defford with the first punt of the ball game. Gasparovic with the kick. Pretty good spiraling kick taken by Gaines at about the 38. Falls forward for a yard or two. Good coverage downfield by Hunter Kinsing, the quarterback who works in special teams for the Eagles. So Paulsboro with its first possession, 9:52 in the first period, no score. Paulsboro with a 48-0 blitz of Burlington City in the first round of the playoffs. So their game is, they're at the peak of their game right now.
And one reason for that is the guy behind the center, number 2, taking the snaps. Gabe Spitali has really had a premier season.
Faking the run. He is going to be sacked for a loss. Great play by West Deptford's Kevin Pickering. He is a 262-pound senior two-way tackle who's had a terrific career. What a big play he makes.
He just served notice on the Paulsboro offensive line that it will not be an easy night if they think Pickering is just going to come in here and lay down and let them pick up their 50th. He was there, and he was there in a hurry, and got the big arms up and then wrapped them around Spitali so that he was unable to get away. And had he gotten away, he might have had a 15-yard completion downfield.
Loss of 7, 2nd and 17, back split behind Spitali. Back to throw again, getting a big rush again, fires it, and incompleted. The intended receiver was Jamie Tarpley. It'll be 3rd down and 17 for the Raiders.
And Tarpley's a real good one. He comes across the middle that time, letting the defensive backs drop deep, and he got behind the linebackers. Ball just out of his reach. A little delay coming from the tight end position. So often we'll find the receiver open. That time he was open. Ball just not delivered perfectly.
2 wide receivers to the near side for the Raiders on the 3rd and long. Tally again to throw. Has a man. It's Gaines. Gaines breaks the tackle down the right sideline. And finally hauled down, but appears to be 1st down yardage for the Raiders.
Mike Clancy should have had him number 32 for West Deptford, and he would have pinned him without any problem, keeping him about 12 yards shy of the 1st down. But once he got by Clancy, he could step by the next defender with a little juke move, and then wound up getting it, but coming back with the clip.
Tony Stallella, the referee, making the call.
Boy, he's been around Channel 5 TV shows a long time, hasn't he?
He sure has. Should be getting royalty checks by now.
Don't say that too loud. Tell us, Tony.
On the offense, going to run, 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat, 3rd down.
So it's 3rd down now for the Raiders, and a lot of territory to make up now. Ball at the 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 25. Spitali again to throw. Going deep. And defended well by the Raiders' Mark Holmes, the intended receiver Barry Green, and Paulsboro will be forced to punt. No running plays in that first series by the Red Raiders.
Well, might not have been a successful pass, Bob, in terms of a completion, but look, he did put West Deptford on notice that they better not play short, because Spitali has an arm, and that time threw the ball about 50 yards in the air.
So neither team able to move the ball on their first possession. Paulsboro punting. Big rush on Campbell. Fielded at the 41-yard line by Barnes. Not much of a return, but West Deptford with good field position for its 2nd possession, starting from the 45-yard line, 44-yard line. 8:32 to play first quarter, still no score.
Well, West Deptford had to be pleased with that first defensive stand, because they surely were not overpowered by Paulsboro at all. But interestingly, Spitali getting the call to throw so frequently in the opening drive.
Carry by Atkinson.
Jake Hoffman just so strong coming from that linebacking spot, number 49. He just piles right in there, defeats the blocker, and Hoffman puts the shoulder. I'm not sure that the run was in the proper hole to begin with. You saw the tackle pulling and moving to the right side. That is not where the runner went. Sparrovic was the pulling guard.
2nd down for the Eagles. Fencing with the throw, completed pass. And a nice move and a couple-yard pickup by Jamar Williams.
Penalty flag in the backfield, some kind of illegal procedure probably. Backs in motion will be the preliminary signal. They are so quick, Paulsboro, Bob, in terms of closing. Looked like they had a couple blockers out there on that quick screen. It's the screen delay to get the 2 blockers out. Paulsboro's pursuit got there immediately, closed him down.
We have an illegal shift On the offense, the entire team was not set for 1 second. Repeat, second down.
So it's second down and 15 for the Eagles.
Now Folsom has tried to screen on an obvious pass situation. He's got another one here, or the draw. Wouldn't be a bad place for Folsom to call the screen here. Not sure it's a good selection against Paulsboro.
Pass. With a run with the football. It's a pretty good yardage for Hunter Kinson. A little bit short of the first down, but a nice pickup.
Anytime the quarterback gets to the corner and sees open space in front of him, he knows unless he's a man wide open, what he wants to do is keep it himself, pick up plenty of yards, get everything instead of taking a chance on an incompletion. And got to credit Kinsing that time, Bobby. Just read it perfectly, saw it when he got to the corner, and kept going and picked up, what, about 9-10 yards?
Got 9 yards to the 49-yard line. It'll be third down and about 6. Neither team with a first down. Rush from behind. He fumbles the football. And Paulsboro with the recovery. Did not see the Red Raider pursuit from the backside. And that results in a fumble, and Paulsboro takes over in West Effort territory at the 47-yard line.
We just credited Kinsing with making a heads-up play on the decision to run with the football when he sprinted to the right side. This time he's got to get a minus, because when you're sprinting out there, not only are you looking downfield looking for a receiver or open space, you got to be thinking backside pressure. Therefore, when you get hit, you don't cough that ball up.
That was Solomon Sherrard, the defensive end, with the pursuit that forced the fumble. And Paulsboro taking a timeout with 6:43 to play in the first period. No score. We'll be back after this. Paulsboro with a first and 10 at the West Effort 46-yard line. Trying to throw again. And diving effort by Barry Green, incomplete. So Paulsboro, Mike, has thrown on every down so far. A little bit of a surprise.
Well, if I recall, they opened up the Woodbury game that way also, throwing in the opening series at least. If now, of course, the second time they've had the football, and again letting Spitali throw the football. May well be they want the linebackers back off a little bit. Figure that they're going to be very aggressive against the running plays, and if they can get them to hesitate a step or two, gives their pulling guards or their lead back a chance to get into the hole and open it a lot wider.
Spitali with the pitch. Gaines with some room. Gaines trying to break it, and he will. To the 10, to the 5, then for the touchdown. 46-yard touchdown run by Richard Gaines. Gaines, a junior, and just that quickly at 6:26 of the first period, Paulsboro jumps on top 6-0 on their first running play of the ball game.
Well, if you're going to play football, you got to have somebody on the outside to have leverage. There was no one. No outside leverage at all that time. You got to credit Gaines with the speed and the ability to get by the defensive backs, but as we see the flag come down, Bob, prior to that, with that pitch on the option, which was worked beautifully by Spitali, as soon as he got the pressure from the end, boom, gave the toss. There was nobody there. No outside leverage at all. We could have walked it. I'm not sure we could have run it.
Vernon Sharper.
Ball foul. Illegal substitution, 12 men on the field, half the distance, replay try.
So now apparently Paulsboro is going to try for 2 points, Mike, as the ball moves closer to the goal line on the penalty against the Eagles.
12 men on the field. I don't know, kill a coach. Special team coach for the Eagles would have put another stick of gum in his mouth.
Raiders going for 2. Spitali will keep it and walks into the end zone untouched. for the 2-point conversion, and Paulsboro at 6:26 of the first period leads 8-0.
We'll take a look now. Watch the outside. Spitali's going to go down the line to the far side. The end's going to come. He'll read him. As soon as he reads him, he knows. Get rid of it. No outside leverage at all. Nobody's there at all. This makes it easy for Gaines. Then it's all Gaines as he splits the two defenders and runs it into the end zone. So first, an outstanding play by Spitali to make the read, and then second, an explosive run through the two defensive backs by Gaines. Just the way the option is diagrammed.
So it's 8-0 Paulsboro in the 46-yard scoring run by Gaines and Spitali's 2-point conversion run. And the Red Raiders, shooting for their 50th consecutive victory, score first.
Now, we talked about ball control maybe being what West Deptford wanted to do tonight, Bob. Believe it or not, when they get the football here, it'll be the 5th drive started by these two teams here in the first period with 6:26 remaining. Not going to win a game and call it ball control that way.
Reggie Lewis kicking off again for Paulsboro. The deep man, Corey Harvey for West Deptford. Good kick, and Harvey will take it at the 10-yard line. Trying to get to the outside, does. And finally knocked out of bounds on good pursuit by Tom Massey of the Red Raiders. So for the third time here in the first period, West Deptford will have possession of the football. They'll start this drive from their own 29-yard line, make it to 28.
Yeah, we'll see if they go back to whatever their original game plan was. You have to assume that.
He didn't give it to him. Quarterback scored.
Brandon Marty and Lee, the backs behind Kinsing. Now they put Lee in the flank. Brandon Marty with the carry right up the middle, very little room. But he battles ahead with good second effort for an extra yard.
Talk about very little room, and you, of course, chronicled him before the game as the key back, Brandon Marty. He had virtually no room and still picked up 3 yards. That's all effort from the fullback by himself.
John Callis led the tacklers. It's 2nd down and 7 for West Deptford. They're at their own 31-yard line. 5:46 to play first quarter. Again, Brandon Marty right up the middle, and again, not a whole lot of running room. Less yardage this time.
Brought down by number 59.
3rd and 5, Bob. I hate to be in that situation for the quarterback. Just a little bit too much, the way they're having trouble denting the defensive line. On the other hand, he knows he's going to get a furious rush out of the defensive line if he drops the pass, where they're going to assume pass on this down. So Kinsing got to make a good read if he throws here and get rid of it in a hurry.
3rd down and 5, ball at the 31. And Kinsing is going to be dropped. The sack by Tarpley. Jamie Tarpley, big loss.
Just what we talked about.
Yep.
They were going to come. They knew it would be a pass as far as the first 5, the 5 defensive linemen. They were going to have a free run. The linebackers would watch the draw, and the corners would watch for a screen. So they just came right at him. He had to know where his men were going to be based on the read he made when he came up to the line of scrimmage, and then get rid of it in a hurry. Wasn't able to do it.
Gasparic punting to Gaines. Paulsboro should emerge from this with good field position. High snap. He gets it off. And Gaines will watch this one. And Paulsboro will start from the 48-yard line. So West Deptford unable to get its offense untracked in the first period. And Paulsboro leading 8-0 with good starting position again from the West Deptford 48. 4 minutes, 12 seconds to play first period. Nice crowd on hand at kickoff, Mike. It didn't seem like there were that many people here, but they've really filled in nicely. 4,000 people?
Oh, that's got to be very, very close to that. They had 9 a couple of years ago. They're more than maybe half of that.
Gaines picking his way, hammered out of bounds, but a pretty good gain. Almost knocks over our cameraman, Bill, down there.
Yeah, he deserved to get hit. You can't react quicker than that. You just deserve to get run over.
You see he gave up the camera, though, to protect himself?
Yeah, I noticed that. Well, that's the end of the sideline shots, I guess, for this game.
8 yards on the play.
Gaines, who scored on the 46-yarder, picks up 8 this time to the 40, 2nd and 2. Let's see Bill get smacked here. Well,
never mind.
Maybe we'll see that later.
Put it in the archives.
Gaines. Good tackle on the opposite side by Mike Shields of West Deptford.
Yeah, Shields has real good size, 6'2", 235-pound senior, and he used that to his advantage that time. Looked like he was a heavyweight wrestler. Pick him up and take him down on the takedown. I remember that from years ago when we did wrestling.
That's right. You were a wrestling expert.
Yeah.
Third down and 1.
Shoot the moon. Shoot the leg. I don't know what he meant.
3rd and 1 at the 39-yard line.
Never understood why anybody wanted to roll around in somebody else's sweat. Too graphic a description.
The pitch to Gaines. Gaines, good move to the outside. And he'll get the first down. Smacked out of bounds by Corey Harvey on a good tackle, but the first down pickup by Gaines to the 35-yard line.
Paul, we'll go back to that previous play. It's the dangers of being a cameraman, particularly on the sidelines. Excellent run. Players, for some reason, Bob, you ever notice they love to get to the camera people? He almost decapitated himself there.
Well, he protected himself, but
yeah,
not the camera. 1st and 10.
Well, Paulsboro knows they have an opening now on the outside to the far side anytime they want it.
Campbell straight ahead into the secondary, still on his feet, breaking tackles. Breaks another tackle. Whoa, what a run. What a run by Lee Campbell. Broke 3-4 tackles on the play to get it inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. Terrific run by Lee Campbell.
Blue-collar player, Lee Campbell, and he loves that description. He believes that you can make up for maybe some natural talent that may not be there by hard work. Well, what Lee Campbell maybe doesn't know is he's given him the hard work, but he's also got an awful lot of natural talent.
Spot at the 6-yard line. 1st down and goal for the Red Raiders. 3:05 to play first period. They lead 8-0, trying to get some more.
Move over, Clint!
Middle. Campbell again. He is close to about the 1, it appears, not in the end zone.
That seems apropos. They ought to give it to Campbell again, huh?
So it's 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line after Campbell with great consecutive runs. Let's see if Campbell gets it again as they try to get it in the end zone.
Well, the play you'd expect off of this if he doesn't get it is the one that Spitali got the 2-point conversion on. Fake it to him. Everybody closes on Campbell, and then he just tap dances. Is that the word? Tap dances into the end zone.
Spitali keeps it, and he is in for the touchdown. On the quarterback keeper, Gabe Spitali, who's done a great job this year after those 4 Kevin Harvey years. Spitali's had an excellent senior season, leading his team to an undefeated mark, and it's 14-0 Paulsboro, and Spitali's 1-yard keeper run. TD coming at 2:17 of the first period, and it's been all Red Raiders.
That's the spoiled fan section. Imagine 49 straight looking at 50. There's got to be people there can't remember the last loss. We can remember it. Versus Sterling, right here on Channel 5.
It was at Sterling, right?
Yes, it was.
It was like a 21-14.
14-12?
14-12, so he's close. Red Raiders will go for 2 again. Spitali with the same play, and again, untouched, 16-0. Can't be that easy, can it? So Spitali has scored a touchdown and 2 two-point conversions at 16-0 Paulsboro with 2:17 to play in the first period, and the Raiders need something good to happen offensively in a hurry.
Or defensively. They need something to happen real good, real fast. Either way, special teams, offense, defense, because whatever enthusiasm they carry with them to this game, Bob, all week long practice and thinking about it and knowing they had an opportunity, getting obviously to see Paulsboro if they hadn't seen them all year last Saturday against Burlington Township.
Burlington City.
Burlington City. They probably watched their guy, the first never going to have his responsibilities, and then they get them all hyped up, and then all of a sudden, poof, 2:17 to go in the first yet, and you're down 16 points.
Reggie Lewis will kick off for the third time in the first period. And again, Corey Harvey deep for West Effort. Brandon Marty in on the kickoff team along with Cameron Atkinson. Another good kickoff. Brandon Marty at the 19-yard line, kicking his way. And not going very far.
Fumble.
And Paulsboro recovers. Oh boy. When it rains, it pours. So the Raiders get it right back on a fumble on the kickoff. And again, they're in excellent field position. Great downfield coverage by the Raiders. They got to Brandon Marty in a hurry, fumbled the football. And Paulsboro taking over at the 24-yard line. So 2:09 to play in the first period, and things not starting well for the home team.
The score here would be disaster for West Effort.
Campbell and Gaines.
Oh, the opening,
back
Bob.
split behind
The opening
Spitali.
to the left is there. He's going to throw it instead.
Spitali. And cannot hit the intended receiver.
They could run the option to the left side now, Bob, and whoever gets it has a minimum of 15 yards before a defender will be nearing.
Second down and 10 after the incompleted pass.
Same formation, go option left.
Clyde, you have to wear a helmet if you're going to come out there.
So the Red Raiders leading 16-0 in position to possibly get some more. And again, Spitali throws over the middle, completed pass. And a good pickup. Fred Sharp with the reception.
Tried the out, couldn't get the out, made the defender think out on two previous plays. That's 3 times they try it. This time they say, all right, we'll let him think out. We'll come straight in on that slashing pattern to the inside and catch the defender to the outside, which they did.
Ball just outside the 10-yard line. First down and 10 for the Raiders. Sharply moving to the opposite side.
There it is.
Option left, there it is. Spitali close. Does not get in, but he's down at about the 3-yard line. It'll be second down and about 2 for a first down and 3 for a touchdown.
Now, Glassboro obviously will be here, Bob, and now each time they've run that option, they've taken Tarpley from the tight end on the right side, moved him to the left side. Glassboro will write that down as a key, and watch next week, they'll come back and run it the backside option away from the rotation of the defense.
He went. You guys
Campbell into the end zone easily for the touchdown. And Paulsboro with 55 seconds left in the first period, already leading 22-0. Gaines, Spitali, now Campbell, all with touchdowns here in the first period.
The suspense?
Now, don't think Clyde Folsom expected this, Mike.
No, he certainly didn't. He didn't. Not only didn't expect it, he sure as heck didn't want it. But I think you're right. I don't think he expected it.
And they run it the opposite way this time. Spitali. And again, he has made the 3 easiest 2-point conversions you'll ever see. And it's 24-0 Paulsboro, still in the first period with 55 seconds to go. Mike, you've had an opportunity to see a lot of good Central and North Jersey football this season with Comcast Network. How does this Paulsboro team shape up with some of the good teams around the state you've seen?
Well, try to avoid the question first. I've seen primarily Group 3s, Group 4s, and they are bigger. They have more speed at more positions. But team-wise, where you're looking for a weakness at any point along the way, I don't think you see it in the Paulsboro club, and you can find it in a lot of those teams that I've had a chance to see. This club is solid everywhere, offensively, defensively, at all the skill positions. What I really like about them is that they define what all coaches and all observers talk about in football, and that's team. And maybe it's apropos the year after Harvey's 4-year reign that they come up with team as opposed to a premier player or two. Did I avoid it good enough?
That's a good answer. Lewis again kicking off. Short kick. Taken at the 29-yard line. Boy, they are really hitting tonight, Mike. The return by Mike Clancy.
Hear it way up here. Are you ready for this? 8th drive of the first period. 8th drive between the two teams.
Still in the first period, 47 seconds to go. A nightmare first quarter for West Deptford High School. Oh, another fumble. But West Deptford recovers this. I'll tell you, Mike, I've seen a lot of Paulsboro football over many years. I don't recall a night when they hit any better than this.
No, they're just defensive crispness is amazing. The enthusiasm they're coming off the line with. I mean, you're just exploding right there from the line. You'd think there'd be a little slowdown here, 24-0 in the first period, but there's none of that at this point.
Second down and 15 after the 5-yard loss on the reverse to Lamont Lee.
This is what, Friday night Thanksgiving week. It's possible Glenn Howard kept these guys cooped up and did not allow them to eat, and they're so hungry. They're out here taking it out on West Deptford.
Second and 15 for the Eagles. And that'll do it for the first quarter. So end of one period from West Deptford High School on the Valley and Bow scoreboard. Paulsboro 24 and West Deptford nothing. Second down and 15, West Deptford as we begin the second period. Mike Linner along with Bob Shryout. All Paulsboro, they lead 24-0. Straight ahead to Brandon Marty, nothing doing. And
oh boy.
Paulsboro somehow comes up with a football. And Kinsing prevents what could have been a touchdown. I don't know what happened in that play, Mike, but all of a sudden, Reggie Lewis has the football. I don't know whether he stripped it.
Yeah, Brandon Marty just got hit, and it looked like the ball popped loose, but it popped right into the defender's arms. And guess what? It's Paulsboro football one more time.
Oh, this is getting ugly. West Deptford has turned the ball over 3 times and fumbles already, and we've only had one play in the second period. So Paulsboro taking over again with tremendous field position at the 24-yard line of West Deptford.
Oh, look at that opening to the right. Look at that opening to the right.
Sorry, back to throw, pump fakes, goes deep, and he has a man wide open. Oh, he drops it. Barry Green was wide open as the pump fake worked. Got behind the
He better lay there. He just better lay there.
I mean, that was a perfectly thrown ball. Barry Green simply couldn't handle it.
He would have preferred it if it was on the opposite side of the field so that he's by the West Deptford fans. But to miss that one and fall, looking right at the crowd from Paulsboro, that's not going to be a positive thing for Green. Excellent pump fake here. Watch Spitelli. Pump fake, bang. Freeze the defender. There it was. You could see it. And Green ran it perfectly in terms of the pattern. It comes right down, maybe too easy.
Gaines gets the pitch. Gaines gets daylight. Gaines has a couple men to beat and gets it down into the end zone for the touchdown. Oh boy, this is turning into an early rout. A 24-yard scoring run by Gaines, his second TD of the half. And just 28 seconds into the second period, it's 30-0 Paulsboro.
This is disgusting.
Oh, well, whoever's comment that was on our sideline, Mike, was absolutely correct from the West Deptford point of view.
And now with a 30-0 lead, Paulsboro is going to try an extra point from placements. Vitale scored the first 3 on runs. The kicker, Vernon Sharper. good. So it's 31-0 Paulsboro. Start, I don't think too many people expected. Everybody picked Paulsboro to win this game. But 31-0 this early in the second quarter is a shocker.
18-second drive, 2 plays. And could have been a 1 play. What do you say to your club as you get them together in the huddle there? Well, Clyde's smart tonight. He's going to let an assistant do it or let the captains do it first, because there's times when the better part of the discretion's the better part of valor. Huh?
Well, this is an unusual game for their program, Mike, because one thing that Clyde Folsom has done is coach this team to stay in games. And if you look at their record the last couple of years, this is a West Effort team. Even when it loses, it's close. So this is very, very unusual for the West Effort program under Clyde Folsom's tenure.
On the other side with Paulsboro, I've only seen them one other time this year against Woodbury. And frankly, I went home from that game saying, you know, Woodbury won that match up in the playoffs. I'm going to go with Woodbury very possibly, depending on what happened the rest of the way. But I'll tell you what, this team has grown considerably in terms of their ability since that Woodbury game.
Sharper kicking off. Lewis kicked off the first 4 times. Not a real good kickoff. It'll go out of bounds, and this is one break that West Effort will get. So Gaines with 2 touchdowns, Campbell, Fatale with 1 each. And Paulsboro with a 31-0 lead. They've converted on all 4 touchdowns as well.
Now, what do they try offensively here, Bob?
Well, I think they've already discovered they're going to have difficulty running against this Paulsboro team, Mike. I think they've got to throw the football. I mean, they have nothing to lose at this point. So the ball at the 35-yard line after the kickoff out of bounds by Sharper. Pinching the quarterback for the Eagles. And there's an excellent second effort run by Cameron Atkinson. That's the kind of effort that Folsom wants to see. The advance to the 42-yard line. Pick up of 7 on the play. It'll be second down and 3. West Effort, Mike, still looking for its first down.
That's a terrible one to get when you're down by 31. Want to get at least a first down.
Straight ahead to Brandon Marty, but I tell you, the middle of that Paulsboro line is really hitting tonight.
You can hear the shoulder pads really snapping.
Last up, John Callis off the bottom of the pile, but he had a lot of help on the play. Campbell, it seems, in on every tackle. Short of the first down by about 3. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 3. Ball at the 42. 10 minutes, 30 seconds to play in a first half totally dominated by the Red Raiders. Movement on the right side. The Eagles will have to back up 5 yards.
Jay Brandon Marty, the tight end, jumps. Make it even more difficult to get that elusive first down.
Full start on the offense. Still 3rd down.
But 3rd down and 8 could change the call for Clyde Folsom.
At this point, he may be spinning the old needle down on the playbook anyway, huh? Come up with one that's going to work.
3rd down and 8, ball at the 37-yard line. Continuing to throw. Can't find a receiver. He'll run with the football, and he is hammered out of bounds on another big hit. Tackle made by Tarpley, and that is close to a first down. The advance to the 44-yard line, actually short by about a yard. It'll be 4th down and 1. I think you go for this, don't you, Mike?
Absolutely. What's the point? 31-0. The way Paulsboro's been operating, does it matter if they get it at their 20 or if they get it at midfield?
A big play for the Eagles. They need to keep possession. 4th down and 1. Gambling from their own 49-yard line. Straight ahead, I don't know.
Nope.
Don't know.
Nope. Had to get to the stripe, and they didn't get within a yard of it.
Brandon Marty with the carry, but does not appear that they have it. It'll be Paulsboro football. They take over after holding at the 49-yard line. That Paulsboro defense has been tremendous tonight. They've really set the tempo for this. 3 fumble recoveries. And Paulsboro taking over with 9:33 to play in the first half and leading 31-0.
Not bad field position for them either. Again.
Come on, guys. You got all kinds of...
They've had it in West Effort territory every drive but their first, when they had it at their own 38.
Spitali at quarterback. Still firing?
That surprises me. I think they're trying to work down the play sheet here and find out, A, what they can work successfully, B, what they can force Bob Cleary and staff to write down in the scouting report and have to work on defensively.
Fred Sharp, the intended receiver, he fell down on the play. Mike down on the field before the game. So were you? Very muddy field. Of course, some snow in the area on Thanksgiving Day, and the field a little bit muddy tonight.
Yeah, jumped up about 40 degrees today, so it all melted and got loose.
Campbell still on his feet, breaking tackles, and
likely.
And a good advance by Campbell to the 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard. The draw play works.
Is Mr. Shields all right, guys? Hey, Nick!
3rd and 1 for the Red Raiders.
ISO!
Your alignment.
ISO! 20, number 20. Back in, Greg.
Oh, some good hitting. Excellent hitting. Carried by Marcus Ruffin.
Right there. Bounds right here. It's out of bounds.
He's out of bounds right here, so he's stuck in the bounds. I got it. Look good.
Ruffin may have run that one incorrectly. All the blocking coming to the outside. He cuts back in. He's got another 10, 12 yards before a green shirt gets to him. This time he just really came right into the pursuit.
Penalty apparently against Paulsboro.
Flipping on the offense, 15-yard penalty.
So now a long 3rd down call for the Raiders. They haven't done much wrong tonight, but they have a tough 3rd down situation here.
Screen right. My choice.
Well, at the 48-yard line, they have to get to the 34 of West Effort. 3rd down and 19. Spitali to throw, getting a big rush, breaks a couple of tackles. Spitali has some room. Look at Spitali. Whoa, look at this run by Spitali. Change of Kevin Harvey gets the first down, Mike.
He got the first down. Had he kept making the move to the outside, he would have wound up with a touchdown. Instead, he turns back to the inside and runs right into 2 defenders, gets the first down out of it. You can bet nobody enjoyed that more than number 2, Gabe himself.
Gain of 27 yards to the 25-yard line, 1st down and 10. I think Spitali has proven a lot this year, Mike. And when you follow a guy like Kevin Harvey after the 4 years that he had and lead a team to an undefeated season, you've done quite a job. Hasn't gotten a whole lot of credit for it either. Another one bounces off of Barry Green. Barry's having a bit of a frustrating first half.
You may want to go get one of those red hoods on and then sneak back out there in the second half. Rough evening. Who is that guy?
Gets a little pat on the back from the Voge, John Vogeney.
And he knows. The Voge knows.
2nd down and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. Spitali's passing statistics not very impressive, Mike, but he has had a few drop tonight.
And he's really shown the ability to zip that football.
Spitali Breaking tackles again. Spitali heading to the end zone, and he'll score on a 25-yard run. And what a game Gabe Spitali is having. Looked like he was hit 3 or 4 times, bounced off those would-be tacklers, goes in the end zone for his second touchdown, 37-0, with 7:26 to play in the first half. Amazing.
And you want to know something?
Aren't even celebrating. Look at them. They're so used to this, I guess.
That play, we'll talk about it if we get a chance to see it after the kick.
Sharper, no good. Off to the right, one of the few errors the Raiders have made tonight. 7:26 to play in the first half. 37-0 Red Raiders.
That play is run the way it went only because of the field. Spitali wanted to pitch that desperately. Instead, he started to slip and he tucked the ball away and wound up getting a touchdown out of it.
Does he impress you, Mike?
He's pretty good job.
Spitali, a transfer from St. James.
What you like about him is the way he's obviously become the leader offensively. Take charge kind of guy. And there had to be an awful lot of players from Paulsboro. Took one look up in the huddle the first time they had the football this year in a scrimmage or in a game. Took looking around for, where's Kevin? And they see Gabe instead. And that's got to be really tough. But hey, he has stepped in and he's done everything anybody could ask of him.
And has a chance to lead the Raiders to another 11-0 season. Paulsboro going for 50 in a row tonight, and it's going to take a miracle for that not to happen. A miracle of epic proportions, I would say, Mike. Is that safe to say at this point?
Having watched what's going on so far, I don't know when this team can be said to come up with a loss. A lot of people from Glassboro believe it'll be next weekend. You've seen them both. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I don't see this kind of a game, that's for sure. Sharper with the kickoff, short kick. Taken at the 27-yard line. And again, that punishing special teams of the Raiders does the job. Phil Atkinson on the return for the Eagles. And West Effort now, Mike, this needs a scoring drive. We're going to take time out from West Effort High School, 37-0 Paulsboro. Second down and 3 for West Effort after a 7-yard pickup by Cameron Atkinson while we were away. And timeout on the field.
You guys are in front of the white line. I am regarded to have to throw the flag, and your coach gets 15 yards.
If we throw the flag, we throw the flag.
That was the voice of line judge Robert Costello speaking to the West Effort entourage on the side of the field. Mike, they were overstepping the white line.
Overstepping their bounds, huh? Tell you what, when the linesman starts worrying about that at 37-0, you know he's somewhat bored with the ball game.
Ball at the 42-yard line, second down and 3. And this will be a first down, it looks like, for West Effort. The carry again by Cameron Atkinson.
Now watch, Mr. Costello will come over and throw the flag and force them to lose their only first down. Nah, he wouldn't do that. Just joshing. Derisive cheer.
Well, when your team is trailing 37-0 and you just got your first down, Mike, I guess that is a derisive cheer.
On the 12th drive of the half.
Ball at the 46-yard line. 6 minutes to play first half. Pitching to throw. Chased out of the pocket.
Put the ball away.
And he goes down after a couple of yard gain. The tackle, Lee Campbell.
See how quickly they closed, Bob. I mean, it looked like Kinsing had some room and could get upfield more than the 2 or 3 yards that he picked up, and then bang, they're right there on top of him. Campbell reads it so well and reacts so well and then explodes to the ball.
Second down and 8, 2-yard gain by Hunter Kinsing. Hunter's dad, Scott, former quarterback at Woodbury High School and then Gettysburg College.
Doesn't seem that long ago, does it?
No, it doesn't.
We're getting old.
Atkinson. Not much doing. Good pursuit on the play by John Callis, who's had a good first half.
That's Scott Kingsley owns 2 or 3 banks now, doesn't it?
Mr. Banker. Good guy, Scott Kingsley. Fellow Geddes Virgin. Gain of a yard, 3rd down and 7, ball at the 49, 4:50 to play first half. All Paulsboro.
That's what they call them, huh? Geddes Virgin?
Geddes Virgins.
All right.
That's right.
Never heard that before.
You gotta get outside. You're a lineman.
Hunter not going to Geddes turns out. Bucknell or William and Mary.
I heard after Scott they won't allow another Kinsing back there. Is that right? Or is that Shryock?
Yeah, probably Shryock. This one is going to go against the Eagles.
You have a dead ball foul. False start on the offense. Repeat second down.
Tony does a nice job, doesn't he, on that mic? Probably one of our better referees at that, Mike.
Yeah,
it's all that experience, right?
He had speech 101 in college, and then he took communications. That was pre-referee days. Tony Cello, probably one of the best we have.
3rd down and 12 for the Eagles. Trying to set up the screen. Oh, great open field tackle by Jamie Tarpley. Hammers Brandon Marty.
Bob, if you go to a football practice, and I'll tell you what, doesn't matter whether team's 0-9 or 9-0, you will see the coaches running the same drills over and over again. And when the defensive coordinator has them together, he goes down in distance situation. And when it gets to that situation, he teaches them, look for the draw, look for the screen, let the defensive backs handle everything downfield. And a team that follows through, does what the coaches tell them, that's the difference between 0-9 and 9-0. Oh, that'll cost them.
Yeah, that's going to cost them as they came after the punter and they got him. But West Effort is going to keep possession, but Greg Gasparovic, the punter, Mike, he was absolutely nailed on that play.
Yeah, he got one right in that knee. Hope it's just a stinger. Hope it's just a stinger.
You're gonna block the punt!
Some of the West Deptford fans in front of us a little bit unhappy, Mike, that
they punted, huh?
Well, no, that they tried to block the punt with a 37-0 lead is what they're saying.
You're gonna block the punt! You shut up!
I think they're a little upset.
I'd say we have an unhappy fan in front of us here.
Personal foul on the offense. Roughing the kicker, automatic first down.
Mike, that young man, Gasparovic, was really hammered.
Deb Caspin, the trainer out there. You just hope, he's holding that kneecap. He took a real hit, at least with the shoulder pad, if not the helmet.
So we have a timeout on the field with 3:18 to play in the half. Paulsboro leading 37-0, and great concern for
a lot of concern.
Greg Gasparovic, who is a sophomore and has had a real good sophomore season on the varsity for the Eagles. And
this is what you don't want to see anywhere. And when they bring the golf cart out, just one step removed from the ambulance. It'll be a while getting him off the field.
We'll take time out from West Effort High School. 37-0 Paulsboro. Mike Linder and Bob Shryock at West Effort. Greg Gasparovic, the West Effort punter, injured on a play taken off on a golf cart. West Effort maintaining possession after the penalty, roughing the kicker. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of Paulsboro. Atkinson with the carry, breaks the tackle. Good run by Atkinson to about the 41-yard line. Tackle on the play by Troy Bennett.
Injury to the young guy, the punter, really took a lot of starch out of West Deptford on the sideline, a lot of the fans. Hate to see it.
Ball at the 41-yard line with a second down and about 5 for the Eagles.
That's got to be a timeout on somebody. What's going on?
No, the ball's out.
Didn't have the ball after the hash.
Okay.
They ran that one to the near side. It really would have been a short side play.
Clock running, 2:15 to play in the half.
Got it,
Stepford
get that.
trying to get on the board before halftime. Straight ahead to Brandon Marty, and good run by Nick with good second effort. His best run of the night. First down advance to the 32-yard line.
It's at a premier season. It's going to be dampened by this ball game, but not by that run. That's typical Brandon Marty, as the fans have seen him for the last couple of seasons, particularly this year. Led the way for this fine West Deptford club, and when you use the word fine West Deptford club, it tells you what you're seeing in Paulsboro, up 37-0.
First and 10, ball at the 32-yard line. Atkinson breaks a tackle, breaks another, breaks into the clear. The 20, the 15, the 10, touchdown by Cameron Atkinson, a sophomore, and West Deptford on the scoreboard with 1:32 to play and a half on a terrific second effort run by Cameron Atkinson.
Well, you saw that coming. The couple of times that Atkinson had run the ball, we were impressed with him. Showed the second effort, the third effort, the fourth effort on that play, and scampers in for that TD.
And only a sophomore. So it's 37-6 with 1:32 to play in the half. Mike Urian out of placement, out of Hunter Kinsing's hold. And the kick is good. So it's 37-7 as Urian, a junior, splits the uprights. See this great run by Atkinson.
Yeah, the big thing is watch number 77, Tim Kasparovic, right there. He doesn't really make the block, but he drew the defense to the outside, and then Atkinson did it all on his own. Found the hole back to the inside, was able to make the quick cut, and then explode when the opening was there.
That made a lot of guys miss. That was a terrific run by Cameron Atkinson. So West Deptford on the scoreboard, and that play was, touchdown run was set up by the roughing the punter call that enabled West Deptford to maintain possession. 1:32 to play in the first half. A lot of offensive fireworks in this one.
A big ceremony here at halftime, Bob, honoring the tremendous job done by the West Deptford girls field hockey team.
State championship, huh?
Can't get much better than that, can you?
A terrific achievement. They've had some terrific girls sports teams at West Deptford in recent years, and there's a state title.
They will honor them.
Urian kicking off. Still time for the Eagles if they want to try to get another one before the half, for the Raiders. Gains from the 21. Breaks the tackle, but he'll be hauled down on a good open field tackle by Bill Atkinson. And Paulsboro will take possession. West Deptford seems to be a little fired up after that good run by Atkinson. Ball at the 26-yard line, clock running. 1:24 to play in the half.
Only the second time they've started a drive this half in their own territory. They go throw.
Yeah. Getting a big right, fires it, and incompleted. Good pressure that time by Eric Muldoon and Jay Brandemarty. Second down and 10, Minute 17 to go in a long first half.
Dingle throw.
Okay. Spitali fires it and completed the Tarpley, but short yardage on the play to the 30. And it'll be third down and about 6 in a hurry-up offense with a minute to go and a half. Oh, and a big hit behind the Brandon Marty. West Effort comes up with it and returned by Eric Muldoon to about the 10. West Effort with a chance to get another one before halftime, and all of a sudden the Eagles are fired up as they try to get back in this from what appeared to be oblivion.
Now, a lot of people on the West Effort side are going to say, serves you right, Paulsboro. 37-0, and you're still throwing the football. I actually objectively don't see anything wrong with it at this point, but you can bet they're going to say it, particularly if West Effort can get a score out of this.
49 seconds to go and a half. Hand off straight ahead to Brandon Marty. He fumbled. Oh my! And Paulsboro apparently recovers. Brandon Marty, Mike, was at about the 1-yard line, fumbles, and Paulsboro recovers.
Yeah, I think it's Jermaine Ruffin comes up with the football. Number 59. Doesn't that hurt? Looked like he was going to actually power all the way into the end zone.
Brandon Marty upset with himself. The young man has had a terrific career and a great season, but boy, he was close, Mike, with a great run.
That would have been just the super way for him to go to the locker room so they could look at each other instead of looking down at the floor the whole halftime respite.
Do you think they'll throw, Mike?
I don't. Wouldn't surprise me, yeah.
Straight ahead. And Campbell breaking into the open. Great run, and he's a load to bring down. Gets it out to about the 20 with 35 seconds to go and a half. So a 19-yard pickup by Lee Campbell. West Effort has destroyed itself with fumbles here in the first half. That is 4 lost fumbles by West Effort in the first half.
Come on, Nick!
Clock running, 25 seconds to go in the half.
Talk at halftime.
Could be the final play in the half.
15th drive.
Gains going nowhere, and that West Effort defense fired up now, doing a much better job. Tacklers led by Bill Atkinson. So they'll let the clock run down here in the first half. So after the first 2 quarters on the Valley and Bow scoreboard, it is Paulsboro 37 and West Effort 7. We'll be back with the second half after this. Football. Second half football from West Effort High School. All first half Paulsboro 37-7 they lead it, although West Effort scored late and had a chance for a second one. Mike, a scoring recap.
Paulsboro, plenty. West Effort, not enough. They started early, 6:43 left in that first period with Gaines getting his first on a 46-yard run, followed by the Spitali 2-point run. Then at 4:12 with the first period, 4:12 remaining, Spitali scored the second touchdown, a 1-yard run, and picked up the 2-point conversion itself, 16-0. With 2:09 remaining in the first period, Camel 2-yard TD run, Spitali another 2-point conversion, followed by another Gaines 24-yard run in the second period. Sharper kick, 31-0. 32-yard TD run by Atkinson made it 37-7. So we forgot Spitali's 25-yard run to finish the scoring for Paulsboro.
Good kick by Urian, taken at the 10 by Gaines. Gaines sees a hole. Gaines could go. 1 man to beat. Gaines at midfield, at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, at the 10, and he will go in for the touchdown. An 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Richard Gaines to start the second half. And it's 43-7 Paulsboro. Third touchdown of the ball game for Gaines, and it was a beauty. 85 yards. Mike, he saw that seam. He hit it quick, and he was gone.
It was a question whether he would make it. There was some great effort by one of the defenders from West Deptford, but mercy buckets. Whatever was talked about in West Deptford during halftime is forgotten now.
Reggie Lewis now has a chance to kick from placement. So just 18 seconds into the second half, Paulsboro adds a touchdown. Lewis with the kick, and it's no good.
Yeah, let's watch Richard. He'll look like all kickoff return men do. They watch the group up front, see the initial blocks, then they have to get the seam. After that, it's all kickoff return man. Now he's got to find which way to go, right or left. Sees the last man he has to beat, turns to the right side, now it's going to be a foot race. All the way down the sideline, sees that gentleman coming from the left side, no problem, but doesn't know that behind him there's a West Deptford player with showing great effort here. Nearly gets to him at the 15, but not enough to take him down. And that is the one that says to West Deptford, what do we have to do tonight to represent our school and ourselves with something more than this 43-7 score?
I got a question for him. How did it take him 18 seconds to run the 85 yards?
Well, he ran right, he ran left, he ran right. Maybe the clock operator was a little stunned and didn't get the thumb on there.
A great 85-yard kickoff return by Gaines, and it's 43-7 for the Raiders. And Vernon Sharper, he's a sophomore and one of the quarterbacks of the future for the Paulsboro team with the kickoff duties. Corey Harvey, the deep man for West Deptford, and gets past him all the way back to the 8-yard line where he picks it up. And decent return under the circumstances, but does not get it back to the 20. So West Deptford will start its first possession of the second half at about the 18-yard line. Some glimmer of hope for West Deptford offensively near the end of the first half when that excellent sophomore Cameron Atkinson scored the only touchdown for the Eagles. Incidentally, Mike, you called him chasing Gaines in that kickoff. That was a tremendous effort by the sophomore Atkinson to try to catch Gaines. Let's go, Pinching the quarterback for the Eagles. Atkinson, the touchdown maker. Real good open field tackle by Marcus Ruffin.
They keep coming at you, don't they, Paulsboro?
Well, Mike, you've talked for many years about the tackling ability in the open field of this Paulsboro team.
Amazing. They start down at the midget level. They're all pointing in the direction of the high school football team. They can't go anywhere in the community without members of the community asking them, when are you going to be in high school? You know, they don't ask them, are you going to play football? They say, when are you going to be on the team? They just show up, and then they hit those weights all year round if they're not in other sports, in the summertime if they are.
Fumble. I believe West Deptford recovered it. Fumble on the...
Talked to a lot of people from Paulsboro, asked them about the future, and then I realized, Bob, that's really an exercise in futility, because you can't ask anybody from Paulsboro how they're going to be, can you? They always say they're going to be great. But I've talked to some other coaches around the area here, and they just believe that they're going to get better. They're going to get better. Hard to believe.
Third down and 12, a loss of a yard on the fumble. West Deptford has had difficulty all night long holding on to the football, but Brandon Marty recovered that fumble. Pitching to throw. Fires it, and it's intercepted by Spitali. Spitali running laterally and finally chased out of bounds. Spitali's had quite a night. Tackle made by Atkinson, but that is the 5th turnover, Mike, that Paulsboro has forced tonight, and they'll have great field position again.
With the score 43-7, your free safety can just back off and wait for the tip drill to happen. That's what Spitali did. Remember last year while Harvey was quarterback in the club, Spitali did have experience playing in the defensive backfield and did a great job then and does a real good job now. That's the other thing about Group 1 football and teams like Paulsboro. An awful lot of these guys go both ways, and they develop the defensive and the offensive skills.
Tally with the pitch to Ruffin. Ruffin, little yardage. 9:15 to play in the third. Paulsboro with a 43-7 lead as they score in the second half kickoff and back hammering into West Deptford door again after yet another turnover. Great performance at halftime by the West Deptford band, Mike, and the West Deptford State Championship field hockey team introduced individually and honored at halftime. Nice halftime show put on by West Deptford with the field hockey team the center stage.
They won their match in overtime.
2nd and 7 for the Raiders. Straight ahead to Campbell.
Complement each other so well. You got the plunger that goes straight ahead, Campbell. Gambia.
Looks like
Personal foul.
Yeah, looks like it could be against West Deptford.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense, half the distance.
Well, first sign, maybe a total frustration on the part of West Deptford. That was well after the play.
So the ball advanced inside the 10-yard line to about the 8, where it'll be first down and goal for the Red Raiders. Campbell and Ruffin, the backs behind Spitali.
Ruffin's only back around 11 yards. Got to believe some kind of pitch. There it comes.
Option right, Spitali breaking tackles, diving inside the 5.
How much fun it is, Bob, play quarterback on an option football team. Particularly when you've got so many other weapons that the defense has to cover. See what happens in here. Somebody steps on somebody, I think. He tries to get up. Whoops. Takedown. Mr. Shields came off for a play, and he's back out there now.
And touchdown for Paulsboro. This one by Marcus Ruffin. He's a new touchdown maker tonight for the Red Raiders. And at 7:22 of the third quarter, the score mounts to 49-7 Paulsboro. 5 turnovers leading to scores for Paulsboro tonight. And Lewis has a chance to make it an even 50 on a night Paulsboro shooting for its 50th in a row.
Shooting and probably safely has it. How's that for a prediction?
Good snap and a good kick. So it's 50-7 with 7:22 to play in the third. Not what we expected.
Well, most people, I think, the objective ones coming here, that would be the non-Paulsboro fans and non-West Deptford fans, got to believe that they were looking to a Paulsboro victory, but they surely didn't anticipate anything like this, 50-7, and probably even allowed for the possible upset, figuring that if West Deptford could catch Paulsboro sitting back a little bit in this sandwich game between the opening round and the final round of the playoffs, maybe score early, get Paulsboro talking to themselves and amongst themselves, that thing called upset could occur. But it would have had to been characterized an upset in any event.
Yeah. So you had a chance to bump into Bob Clary, the Glassboro coach, at halftime, Mike, when you went down for a hot dog and did not get me one. He's got to be a little bit concerned about what he's seeing tonight.
Well, number one, I got 2 hot dogs, not one. I did plan to give you one, but the first one was so good, I ate them both. But he just felt this is not a game to show his team, that this isn't really representative, particularly West Deptford. So he'll show him a couple of other films, in the playoffs. The coaches get a chance to select any 2 games played by your opponent. He'll pick a couple of different ones in this one and get the Glassboro club well schooled.
Ball comes down to the back to the 19-yard line as Brandon Marty's knee touched when he was fielding the kickoff by Sharper.
Billy.
Well, new quarterback going to get a chance to play for West Deptford, Dave Foreman. Kinsing will rest up for a while.
Foreman, a junior. Hunter Kinsing with a fine senior season for the Eagles, honored by the Touchdown Club of Southern New Jersey on the all-academic team last Monday night. The carry by Lamont Lee, nothing doing. No gain on the play, second down.
It's one of those nights that you hope the electric scoreboard malfunctions. Clock gets kept on the field and the official forgets to punch the stop line.
Second down and 10 for West Deptford. Out at the 19-yard line. Foreman, the new quarterback, with the keeper and has some room. Foreman makes a tackle into the clear, and he will be caught from behind and knocked out of bounds by Ruffin with help from Jared Cooper. But a nice run by the new quarterback, Dave Foreman, the junior, to get a Paulsboro first down, West Deptford first down in the Paulsboro territory.
First down, Eagles.
We get a chance to watch it. Our monitor out here in the press box. But super job done by Foreman that read it well, and then he showed great speed on that. They got there in a hurry as Ruffin is injured on the play.
And they don't want to lose Marcus. He's had a good year. He was honored also by the Touchdown Club Monday night for his play in the victory over Burlington.
They don't want to lose anybody. You know, up in North Jersey, Bob, a lot of teams are playing their 9 games prior to the start of the playoffs now, particularly those who believe they're going to have a shot at it.
Inbound.
And one of the reasons the coaches explained to me is
Inbound.
that they want to ensure that they don't have a chance of injury in a sandwich game.
6 minutes.
But Ruffin on his feet. He is limping, however. Ruffin had a couple of touchdowns in that victory over Burlington. Of course, he just scored the most recent Paulsboro touchdown tonight. 6 minutes even to go in the third quarter.
They'll take him down to Paulsboro to Dot and Burt's and get him some pizza or something. I understand you're looking forward next Saturday to the big new spread they have for the press and the media and the new press box at Paulsboro.
Yeah, you'll be up in the Meadowlands.
Yeah, that's
and we'll
too bad.
be having porkette sandwiches.
Yeah, nothing wrong with those porkette sandwiches. Probably have some hot wings. You're a wing guy.
I'm a wing guy, all right. So great run by Foreman, getting the ball into Paulsboro territory. It's first and 10 for the Eagles at the 45-yard line of the Red Raiders.
You get those wings that come in the frozen packages from that diet company. What company is that?
Straight ahead run by Bill Atkinson, battling ahead. Nice second effort by Atkinson. He gets the ball to the 42-yard line. Pickup of 3 when it looked like he was going to get nothing. So it'll be 2nd and 7.
4 yards on it. Pick it up. 2nd down and 6. West Deptford.
.5:15 to play in the third. 2nd and 7. Foreman getting a big rush, gets it off.
Interference possible?
And there is a call against the tally.
Absolutely. It was on him before it got there.
Jay Brandemarty, the intended receiver. He's a sophomore, and this will be a penalty against the Raiders.
Yeah, the Zebras will huddle up.
Good job, David.
Make sure they get the right call. Guys spend a lot of time with each other anymore. You notice that during the game?
Pass interference on the defense. 15 yards, automatic first down.
You think they really just come together and say, hey, is this going to be over soon? Or do you think they talk over the penalty?
No, they discuss the penalty. All business. Ball at the 26, 1st and 10 after the interference call that goes against Paulsboro. And the sophomore quarterback, Foreman, or junior quarterback, Foreman, doing a good job.
Take him, Jay.
Whoops. But movement on the right side, apparently by West Deptford.
Mr. Costello will explain this one to Mr. Chiala.
On the defense, okay. So the ball at the 21-yard line. It'll be first down and 5.
Tony forgot to turn that mic off.
It's gonna be interesting now.
Yeah.
You got that mic on.
It'll pull that pot down in the truck. Good play.
Big hole for Foreman. Foreman breaks a tackle down the sideline. He is close to the end zone. And another great run by Foreman.
Showing us something. All right, Tony.
Oh, we have a new announcer.
He's got it. He figured it out. Hey, Foreman's showing us some stuff, huh?
Absolutely.
Not showing us anything on our monitor.
Replay, but we cannot see it because we have no monitor.
Look at that move. Good job. That little stutter step there near the end. Jumps back to the inside and then loses the next to last defender before he's hauled down at the 1.
First and goal at the 2-yard line for the Eagles.
Remember that play was there for Kinsing in the opening series they had.
Straight ahead for Bill Atkinson. Not in the end zone.
I want to call Brandon Marty's number. How about you?
Brandon Marty on the sideline right now.
I know, but I want to send him in and get that TD. Not going to happen.
Second and goal, the ball at the 1-yard line. Lamont Lee in the backfield along with Bill Atkinson. Foreman keeping it. He's in the end zone for the touchdown. So the junior quarterback, Dave Foreman, 2 great runs on the drive, and he carries it in from the 1. And at 3:48 of the third quarter, West Deptford with his second touchdown, and the score is 50-13.
Little hope for the future. Take a look at the junior. He handled himself very, very well.
Urian again from placement out of the hold of Hunter Kinsing. Penalty markers down. The kick is wide left, but let's see where the penalty is.
Urian shows a good foot, a lot of strength, a lot of distance, good height, but no good.
Illegal formation, 6 men on the line. Penalty is declined. The point was missed.
So it stands at 50-13. Mike will see the touchdown run by Foreman.
What you got to like about it is he looks and doesn't even worry about throwing the football. You can see he reads it right away, sees the openings right there, just makes the move quickly, gets to the point of attack, crossed into the secondary, and then he's looking for the end zone. Nearly makes it. Handled by the last guy.
One series, and then you and Todd the rest of the way. All right? Let them play.
3:48 to play third quarter. All Paulsboro 50-13, but West Deptford hanging in there, battling. And directed by Dave Foreman, the understudy quarterback to Hunter Kinsing, the Eagles march almost the length of the field for their second touchdown. A long football game, Mike.
We're over the 2-hour mark at this point from starting time at 2:03. You think this is long? You should have spent the day I had today. Black Friday. Somehow or another I showed up Christmas shopping with the wife. I now know why they call it Black Friday.
Mike, I could have warned you about that.
Yeah, I got my calendar all messed up. Thought I'd be a good guy. I'm going to sneak out tonight for the ball game, so yeah, sure, I'll take you shopping. Spent an hour and a half at the Christiana Mall looking for a parking spot.
Urian. And covered nicely. Don't know whether that was a deliberate onside kick, but the Raiders cover it with what happened there. We're going to take time out from West Deptford. 50-13 Red Raiders. Vernon Sharper, the new quarterback for Paulsboro High School. They start from their own 46-yard line. So second string backfield in the game for the Red Raiders. And the carry by Warren Sharper. He's a sophomore, 205-pound fullback. Gain of about a half yard on the play. Second down and 9.
You know, I worry about some of these high school kids with this great weight. You can remember when you and I were back in high school, we actually were proud of what we weighed compared to now. But if you give them the same weight gain we've come up with between high school and now, they're going to be around 412 pounds.
Jared Cooper with an errant pitch from Sharper that loses some yardage. It'll be third and long for Paulsboro from their own 40-yard line. Third and 18. Sharper, the heir apparent to Gabe Spitali. He's a sophomore. And the little dump pass doesn't get much yardage at all. It'll be fourth and long for Paulsboro. They'll have to punt.
Now, Bob, a great technical staff. Amy just came up and found out the problem with the monitor. You had pushed the on-off button. Now, when you push off, that means the picture goes.
Okay.
All right.
Never knew that.
That's embarrassing, isn't it?
Jamar Williams deep for West Stephen on the punt.
Whoops.
High snap from center. And it's partially blocked. But it's going to get a good West Stepford.
Pick it up, pick it up. Oh, leave it down, leave it down.
So West Stepford is going to get real good field position at midfield after the partially blocked punt.
And credit Mark Holmes.
Always good.
So Dave Foreman with his second series directed the Eagles to a touchdown on the first series when he was quarterback. And the ball just short of midfield. Minute 10 to play, third quarter.
Right again, huh?
And plays it as a man open, but overshoots him by a few yards. The intended receiver was Jay Brandamarty.
Brandon Marty had him beat. I think everybody thought the same thing I was thinking. Plays worked 2 or 3 times. Why not run it again? That's the way they started it out.
Bob Cleary, the Glassboro coach, and his staff leaving the stadium as
They've seen enough?
they have 8 days to prepare for the Group 1 final. Be a couple of unbeatens going head-to-head for the Group 1 championship. We've done a lot of Paulsboro-Glassboro games over the years, Mike.
Always competitive. Series that goes way back in the past. Of course, that used to be the traditional Thanksgiving Day game.
Movement up front apparently by the Raiders. It should cost them 5.
Suppose you still had that where the Thanksgiving Day game turned out to be...
Encroachment on the defense. Repeat second down.
Turned out to be a repeat of the Thanksgiving Day game. What do you think? Maybe the state should say, hey, let's make that the championship
why not?
game. I can't see playing, either Thursday or Friday and then coming back the following Saturday.
Same team. Second and 5 ball at the Paulsboro 45-yard line. Atkinson, a couple of yards. Tackle made by Paul Head Coles.
Should be a big gate over at Paulsboro, shouldn't it?
I would think so.
State will love it. Boyd's fans. Probably wait in the office and count the receipts of that one.
Third down and about 3 for the Eagles. 35 seconds to play third quarter.
The game at Philadelphia on Thanksgiving. You ready for this, Bob? $10 a pop to get into the ballgame. $10.
Foreman will keep it, and we'll have the first down. Breaks a tackle, still on his feet. He's kind of an exciting runner. He's still battling.
Sure is.
I like him, Dave Foreman. What an exciting player to come into this game. And he has another first down for West Deptford as the advances to the 27-yard line.
Foreman has that take charge kind of look, doesn't he? He steps back to the huddle. Here he comes. This time he's going to make a real good fake on the inside. But look at him, the way he carries the football so he can freeze the halfbacks deep. Then turns upfield as soon as he sees the seam. Makes this move back. Then stops, turns back inside, says, well, maybe this wasn't such a good idea, as he gets bounced around by 2 or 3 of the players, and the quarter comes to an end.
End of 3 on the Valley and Bow scoreboard. It's Paulsboro 50 and West Deptford 13. We'll be back with the final quarter after this. Quarter football from West Deptford High School. Foreman with the pass on the first play of the 4th quarter. And falls incomplete.
Inexperienced toss that time. Looked only at the receiver. Saw one defender with him and figures he can loft it over to the defender, drop it into the receiver's arms. The inexperience meant he didn't get a chance to see the free safety. He was standing down there just waiting. It was Jared Claiborne, number 13. And Claiborne thought he was going to pick up an interception.
2nd and 10, ball at the 28-yard line of Paulsboro. A lot of second stringers on both teams getting a chance to play, with the outcome no longer in question. Foreman, who runs very well, has another hole. This is an exciting young runner, Mike.
He reads the option so well. For a player who hasn't seen that much game experience, it's really admirable watching him make the reads that he has to make as the option quarterback. A lot of people think it's very difficult to teach it. You either just have that quick reaction, you pick it up immediately the first few times it's drilled to you, or you'll never get it no matter how often you practice it.
Foreman got 7 to the 21. It's 2nd down and 3, or 3rd and 3. Atkinson behind Foreman. Carry by Bill Atkinson. He breaks a tackle into the clear, and he will dance in the end zone for the touchdown. So Bill Atkinson, a junior, with a 21-yard touchdown run at 10:56 of the 4th quarter. And give West Deptford a lot of credit. They're still in there battling, trailing 50-19. So West Deptford has scored a couple of touchdowns in a row. That's another mark of Folsom's teams, Mike. They just don't give up. They're still battling.
Take nothing away from Bill Atkinson, but that play is made by the option. Anytime you have a quarterback can run that option the way he has, with that first fake being to the what turns out to be Atkinson here, it's going to give him the first 3 or 4 yards when they finally go to him.
Foreman will keep it, head to the corner of the end zone and get in for the 2-pointer. And Dave Foreman does something else well. 50-21 on Foreman's 2-point conversion after the 21-yard scoring run by Bill Atkinson, and West Deptford still battling, trailing 50-21.
Now watch, remember he's been making this fake, then he's been running the option. This time the linebackers are looking and not really sure. As a result, runner's able to get through that hole, but then he makes it all on his own with that move off the tackle, sprints to the end zone, and has a couple guys, 2 more guys.
Yep.
Super job, excellent run by Atkinson.
And he's only a junior, so
yeah, we're looking at next year's backfield, huh?
Yeah. And of course, Cameron Atkinson, who ran well early, Mike's only a sophomore.
So it'll be Atkinson, and Foreman.
I like the way West Deptford is still battling, Mike, when you're trailing as decisively as they have this entire game, 50-7 at one point. You score a couple in a row. That says something about your program.
And is this going to make Folsom's job just a little bit easier with these young guys performing the way they are, where after he thanks the seniors, gives them their pat, tells them how much he wishes them luck in the future, and hopes to see them in the future, and they really will mean that. He'll be able to take the assembled underclassmen, starting with the juniors, aside and say, let's watch the films of the second half of that Paulsboro game.
Well, Mike, they might as well try an onside kick. What do you think?
Why not?
Paulsboro anticipating it.
Yeah, they're sort of up, aren't they? 9 within 6 yards of one another.
No onside kick. A little bit of a surprise there. Ball field is at the 20. And the return to the 32-yard line. Paulsboro ball first down and 10.
This new rule this year where clock stops and every change of possession. The game early in the year, 3 hours and 10 minutes. Second game, 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Games that you did upstate?
Yes. And then only a 2-hour ride afterwards.
It gave you a little extra time to talk there, didn't it?
Yeah, that's tough for me.
Ball to 31, first down and 10. Carries straight ahead for some pretty good yardage by
the next
Roy
guy.
Bennett. He is a freshman. He is a guy that we're going to be hearing a lot about in the next 3 seasons. Troy Bennett.
How many guys in our time with Channel 5 that we've talked about coming through programs in 7th and 8th grade that we've heard about? They've turned out to be pretty good.
Well, Willie Anderson was one. Kevin Ross was another.
Yep. Harvey.
Kevin Harvey for sure.
And we've heard a lot about Bennett.
Second down and 3. And nothing doing here. Good job of the interior of the West Effort defense.
Awful lot of high schools have to play with kids freshman year who haven't played in organized football before that period.
That was another freshman, Anthony Scott, on the carry. Anthony lost about a half yard. Third down and about 4. Vernon Sharper, the replacement at quarterback. And there's a good second effort run by the freshman Troy Bennett for a first down.
Bennett's got some size too, 6 foot 195, 9th grader.
Crowd is really thinned out, Mike, on both sides of the field.
I think they'll beat us home.
First and 10, ball at the midfield, or no, the 45-yard line of West Effort, and that'll be a penalty against West Effort as they had 12 men on the field and were unable to get the 12th off in time.
But now they're going to give him the penalty and charge him with timeout on top of it? Sounded like they were trying to yell timeout.
There is no penalty.
Yeah, they're going to
call timeout before the play.
Okay.
It's okay.
8:46 to play in the football game as West Effort takes a timeout to avoid the penalty. What was the best team you saw all season long in Comcast, Mike?
Well, early in the year, we were fortunate, or I was fortunate to get Neptune, Group 3 school, in the opening ball game of the year. They rode the 9-game winning streak, 9-game winning streak, all the way with the #1 ranking in the state, until they got handled. I mean handled by Hamilton West, an undefeated team out of Trenton, in the opening round of the playoffs. I'd say that they ranked right up there. The best player I've seen so far, I saw at a Group 1 school, Keensburg, Bill Shea, had a 296-yard day in a playoff game with 5 touchdowns.
I saw that.
And he's a man.
He was something.
6'2", 195, runs like the wind, has a 3.4 GPA, and a 12 letterman at the completion of this his senior year.
First and 10. And a loss on the play, the carry by Anthony Scott.
Also had Carteret, who will be in the finals, an undefeated team still at this point. I'm going to see supposedly the best player in the state this Saturday when a cover the St. Joe's Montvale game. Rigo going on to Notre Dame.
You didn't get to see Ocean City, did you?
No, but I knew a lot of them from down the shore in beautiful downtown Strathmere, where they work the docks during the summer, and talked to some knowledgeable people down there. They believe Ocean City has, without any question, 5 bona fide Division I players on the club.
Sharper with the keeper. He has some yardage. Getting to the outside, knocked out of bounds, but a nice run by the sophomore quarterback, Vernon Sharper.
Imagine having 5 Division I's on your team.
Because Sinclair is the real deal, isn't he?
Yeah. Good quarterback, great wide receiver, a tremendous linebacker, and a super lineman, big tackle.
Ball at the 48-yard line. 3rd down and about 3 for Paulsboro. Clock running with 7:35 to play. Straight ahead, nothing doing. Middle of the West Deptford line right there. Greet Bennett. Among the tacklers for West Deptford, Tim Gasparovic. So it'll be 4th down and 3, and Paulsboro will punt. Jamar Williams, the kicker for Paulsboro. West Deptford with some confusion here, Mike, about who should be coming off the field.
They'd like to block one, huh? Get to it.
Campbell with the punt, and a nice Paulsboro bounce. And Williams picking it up despite the fact that he's got 5 Raiders around him, and penalty marker now. Was that a face mask or?
Well, I hope they don't call it against the West Deptford player. 9-1, that wouldn't be fair, would it?
You have a face mask on the defensive team, 15 yards, 1st down.
Tell you something I did see this year. 2 games in which 2 different players on 3 consecutive plays scored touchdowns. Shea from Keensburg, and then the other day, George Washington High School in Philly, Reuben White. 3 plays in a row, 3 touchdowns, all of them over 50-yard runs. That's a career for you, isn't it?
Certainly is. 2 careers. 1st and 10 at the 32 for West Deptford. They trail 50-21. Foreman. He'll keep the football. Been an exciting runner. And he goes out of bounds after another pretty good pickup.
I'll tell you what he's done for me. He's telling me I want to come back for the Paulsboro West Deptford game next year. He's certainly given us a great preview, hasn't he?
Excellent performance. 1st down carry by Foreman to the 42-yard line, stopping the clock's still running at 5:55 of the football game. Some good young backs performing tonight for West Deptford in a losing cause. Foreman going deep and overshoots the intended receiver, Jay Brandemarty. Coverage on the play by Deontay Ruffin.
Foreman's getting into it, though. He really unleashed that ball. Got it downfield. I'd like to see him run some short patterns for him and give him the feel for completions. How many times we talk about that? When you're way behind it, try and throw it downfield all the way. It doesn't work. Right. 10, 15 yards at a clip, much better way to go.
Being like Boomer did against the Eagles last week?
Don't remind us all, huh?
Little Winter Wonderland played by the West Deptford Marching Band. They had a great halftime performance. A Paulsboro penalty.
Anthony Hardy breaks the neutral zone.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment on the defense. Repeat 2nd down.
2nd down and 5. Ball at the 47-yard line.
Now what are you going to do tomorrow? No football game to go to.
Yeah, I'll probably go to the golf course tomorrow. 2nd and 5 at the 47. scored the touchdown with the carry and battling for yardage again. Short of the first down, but he advances the ball to midfield. Third down and about a yard for West Deptford.
The performance by West Deptford over the last 10, 12, 14 minutes really changed the attitude about what kind of game this was. I mean, obviously you can't do away with the absence of the victory, but they've seen so many bright things here. They've got to be feeling much better than they did
absolutely
not very long ago.
Hung in very well. Foreman with the carry, chased out of bounds.
Whoa.
And Foreman heading up towards the stands. First down carry by Foreman.
Is he an emerging star, you think, maybe? Keeps his head together?
I've been very impressed with his efforts tonight.
Stays within himself, listens to the coaches. There's a lot of talent there. The real question is what you do with it. Not do you have it, but what do you do with it? Here he says, I can do it with the speed. Watch, he gets a little shove here. Probably should have got a flag. Whee! Take him out for track.
Ball at the 42. Foreman rolling right. Firing it. Good to Atkinson. Penalty marker down. Atkinson down the right sideline. Good effort. But this one could come back.
Tell you hate to see that, don't you? End of a ball game like this, 50-21, and flag comes out.
Ineligible receiver.
Yeah. Tell us, Tony.
Ineligible receiver on the offense, downfield, 5 yards, repeat first down.
So this will come back to the 47-yard line.
Talk about the intensity of players out there, Bob. How about the intensity of the officials? Their concentration could have wandered a little bit and missed that one, maybe.
First down and 15 for the West Deptford Eagles.
Nice flag.
Lee with the carry. Lee to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, knocked out of bounds. Saving the touchdown was Gerard Claiborne, but excellent play as Mike described it. Lamont Lee almost took it in for the touchdown. And I tell you, Mike, I really like the way West Deptford has battled in this game after being totally out of it. We're going to take time out from West Deptford. Be right back. The amazing Lamont Lee with another touchdown for West Deptford. Mike, let's get a chance to, Dave Foreman with the touchdown for West Deptford, and we'll get a chance to see that one on replay after the conversion try. So the score now is 50 to, well, the scoreboard says 29. That's not right, is it? Should be 50-27, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe that's anticipation by the scoreboard operator. 3:56 to play as Dave Foreman, the very impressive quarterback, scores again. Now West Deptford's going to take a timeout before the two-point conversion.
Watch the speed on this play. Excellent fake coming off the play that they ran that got him down there, that wing-back reverse. He gets out here and he sees the corner, pushes his blocker into the one man he thought could get to him, then turns, finds the
he's impressive,
line and in.
He is impressive.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Bob Cleary was here, right? He left. There's a chance this could become 29, 50-29. If he can maybe hide his players for all week long and just burn any films, don't let him read the Gloucester County Times and say, 50-29, this is a close ball game.
West Deptford going for two. Foreman.
You gonna hit that kid?
Foreman keeping it, and he will dance in the end zone untouched for a two-point conversion. Now it's 50-29, and I tell you what, his Dave Foreman, replacing Hunter Kinsing, really putting on a show in the last quarter for West Effort. He's all pumped up. Star of the future.
And credit Howard on the far side. He gets credit for so many good things that even with this getting back within 21 points, he has not put his starters back in the ballgame. Made this game competitive, and gotta like that.
Mike, I gotta be very impressed. I asked you before the game what your over was in this game, and you said 78 points.
Yeah, how close?
That was amazing.
I made it.
79. Incredible. 50-29. Who would have thought it?
No way.
I don't think Paulsboro has given up 29 points
all season.
All season, and I'm wondering when the last time they might have done that. A little bit deceiving considering they were leading at one point 50-7, but and of course their first offense and first defense no longer in the game, but got to see an onside now, Mike.
Well, he keeps putting the ball in the direction on the tee as if it's going to be an onside.
There's that Super Junior Dave Foreman.
Playing like George Foreman tonight, huh?
Still 3:56 to go. Now they got to kick an onside. Urian is showing onside this time. You know, you're going to try to fake this. Good one. Covered nicely by Paulsboro. The recovery made by Warren Sharper of the Red Raiders, so Paulsboro will have possession at the West Effort 48-yard line, 3:56 to play. Paulsboro rolling along to its 50th straight win, but West Effort battling, making it interesting here in the last quarter. Vernon Sharper is still at quarterback for Paulsboro. Bennett, not much. Paulsboro just wants to run the clock at this point.
That colossal traffic jam of 2 years ago leaving this place will not be repeated this evening.
Don't think so. 3:13, the clock running. Gain of a yard on the play, second down and 9. Sharper with a good run. Still battling. Good second effort by Warren Sharper. He's a sophomore. Sharper's advanced to the 37, a first down for Paulsboro.
Well, to the play of quarterback Foreman, and of course the total play of the Paulsboro team in the first half, I guess the really big moment in the game tonight was Mayor Sanderson's cheer.
It was a great cheer.
It was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Carried by Jared Cooper. And it'll be third down, or second down, and
the second big moment, I guess, was when you humbled athletic director Joe Galera into bringing us some hot chocolate at halftime.
By the time he got it up here, it was cold. Did you notice that?
I didn't want to tell him, but when he finally got the hot chocolate here, it was cold.
Broken play. Sharper tackled in the open field nicely by Dave Murnane. Minute 35 to go.
Third big moment was when we realized that the monitor works if you don't turn it off.
don't know how you can blame me for that, Mike, when you were less mechanical than I am.
Now, what we really saw tonight was a powerful Paulsboro club tuning up for the big game week Glassboro that'll be on the network.
Third down. Late pitch and not a whole lot doing.
Then we saw a West Deptford team that probably mirrors their coach very well. No give up in them at all. Maintain a go, go, go attitude all the way, even when way down 50-7.
West Deptford taking time out, Mike. I'm not sure why. The clock was stopped, right?
Fourth down, huh? Maybe they want the ball back one more time. They look back on this one 20 years from now. Think about their last game. They'll be able to say, yeah, we had that Paulsboro team that won 50 in a row, but well, we played them to a 50-29 game.
Paulsboro led 37-0 before West Deptford scored late in the first half, and then had a real good chance for a second one just before halftime, but a fumble at the 1-yard line short-circuited that. Then, of course, Gaines with the 85-yard kickoff return in the second half, and then another quick touchdown, and Paulsboro led 50-7. So West Deptford with 22 unanswered points after the score was 50-7. Fourth down. Deptford with the pitch. And a little bit of trouble bringing down Jared Cooper. And West Deptford takes over. Yeah, I was thinking about these longer games, Mike. You were talking about that earlier. Remember in the early years of Channel 5 when we used to do 2 games on a Saturday? How in the world did we get from one game to the other, from a 10:30 start to a 1:30 start? We couldn't have done that today, could we?
Dead ball, well, personal foul on Green.
The
After possession has changed, it'll be first down and 25 for Green.
Well, we used to do it because that technical crew, the crack technical crew we have, they were so much younger then.
Yes, that's true. We did that, though. You remember how we even stopped for lunch on the way?
Absolutely. I usually bought donuts in the morning, lunch between games.
So West Deptford takes over one last shot at their own 23-yard line with 42 seconds to go. Let's see if Dave Foreman has any other magic to perform. He certainly has been the brightest star tonight for West Deptford in a losing cause.
Hey, Doug, make room for it to run by.
They're still blowing the whistle.
Before the play, White calls timeout.
Why? Got an explanation for that one?
No. Shall we make one up?
39 seconds to go. Paulsboro leading 50-29. West Deptford possession from its own 23 and a timeout. A long night at West Deptford. Foreman to throw. Thompson, Atkinson with the catch. Couple of yards.
They should be able to get another one off if they hurry.
Warren Sharper with part of the tackle for Paulsboro. 15 seconds, 14-13 might be the final play. Penalty marker, oh my. 2 seconds to play, penalty marker.
Guys do not want to go home.
Dead ball, illegal substitution on the defense, 5-yard penalty.
So this should be the final play. 2 seconds to go. And they get it off. Foreman.
Here he comes.
There he goes.
Here he comes.
He is really exciting. Finally knocked out of bounds. That'll be the final play of the ball game. So the final score on the Valley and Bow scoreboard, Paulsboro 50 appropriately, because Paulsboro has now won 50 consecutive high school football games. 50-29 the final. We'll be back after this.